I'm sure by now everyone has heard all the cliches in the world regarding Steele Hall, so we'll go ahead and we'll pass up on those for you guys. Just kidding. The steal of the draft. Cincinnati Reds select shortstop Steele Hall, the Alabama product. Comes in one of the fastest guys, if not the fastest guy in the draft this season. I gotta say, we'll pause before we go too far. Everybody's gonna say shortstop. We get these, the thing with baseball is you're drafting a shortstop, and I think we already all know. You want to know Edwin Arroyo. You got elly, Cruz. The Reds love to draft the shortstops. The thing is, we're supposed to be talking about nice things today. We're gonna make this very short and sweet. But by the time this guy's in the majors, Elly may or may not be on the Reds anymore. Keep that in mind. And that is what is ever so big about drafting in the MLB. We're talking a 17-year-old. It's gonna be. If he is somehow on this baseball team within the next 4 years, that's a good problem to have. We'll find a spot for him. But likely, you're in that 4 to 6 year window if everything turns out well. And because of that, you can draft kind of your position of need. And more importantly, shortstops are always the target in the draft because if you can play shortstop, typically you can play just about anywhere. That's your athletic position, your best defensive position, or your best player defensively. Typically you see them play shortstop, and then if they need to, you go work your way through the minors, you transition them to another position and go from there. Now the difference is we are hearing a lot of people already kind of saying, hey, Steele's kind of a stuck here at shortstop kind of guy. He's a very good athletic player, a very good player defensively. You see he's quick on his step, quick on his throws, reaction times looking excellent. And it is something he prides himself on, is his defensive abilities, his speed on the base pads. Seeing out of some of the interviews already for this guy, a little bit of cockiness, a little bit of confidence. Oh, if he was at a cocky confidence, what to remember, of course, you're going to be pumped up. This guy is, you're 17 in high school, graduating early, and this is a guy that's coming out here and getting drafted in the top 10. You're going to be pumped up. But honestly, a game of confidence, ever so important. Confidence at the plate, not getting down yourself, believing in yourself. I mean, it is important. It's an important trait to have. And, kind of think of Joe Burrow in that regard, where he's kind of got that cocky confidence from time to time. You want that kind of attributes in a player and a person on your team. That being said, this is a guy batted .484 in college, very solid, average dang near a stolen base per game there, 33 of them in 37 games. And you watch his quick steps, whether it be his reactions on the defensive side, whether it be off the plate. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of quickness, kind of something the Reds have really gone after in their drafts. A little bit of speed, athleticism, and then, middle of the pack plus on the power side of things. And this guy getting a lot of Trey Turner comps. Hey, we'll take a Trey Turner. I think we'll take any, as Reds fans, and just going forward, you got to remember the MLB draft is very hit and miss. I think I just seen when I was watching the draft, it wasn't the graphics of notable second overall picks, and it was going on a list, and I was like, wow. I've heard of the guys, but they're not your star-studded elite caliber players. Of course, there are some, but that is something to keep in mind. The baseball is a difficult one because it's 4 to 6 years, and now you get guys out of college, maybe you can get 2 to 3 years, you get the Chase Burns kind of deals. But for a lot of these guys, you're drafting them young, and the reason you take them young is because this is a guy, Steele as an example. A lot of people are saying, hey, if this guy didn't reclass into this year's draft, he was probably a good chance the number 1 overall pick next year. So of course, when guys like that come, you're not going to say, hey, go ahead and go to college, we'll take a chance on you in 3 years, because teams already see that guy's potential. So you do have to reach in that regard. And this is a guy that this is something you look for while you reach for these young guys, that progressed a lot from last year to this year, put on 15 to 20 pounds in muscle over the course of that time. A lot of people worried about his size, understandably so, but having that kind of work ethic, having that kind of drive to kind of really push yourself, to really get yourself into that, hey, I'm MLB ready shape. Well, not MLB ready, but MLB draft ready shape. You love to see that. Hitting that weight room is something he does not necessarily have to do, especially in high school out of guys. So when you see him have that work ethic, that drive as a player like that, you love to see that. And now it is, of course, a waiting game for us and the Cincinnati Reds to see if and when this guy steps foot onto a Cincinnati Reds, or steps foot onto Great American Ballpark turf, we should say, in a Cincinnati Reds uniform. Nonetheless, as always, love the all thoughts. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.